Hi, this is Dr. Eric Westman with Adapt Your Life, and I'm going to go through the different kinds of face masks you can use. I'm convinced we should all be wearing a face mask to reduce viral transmission in the coronavirus era. We'll probably end up looking like Asia does now, wearing masks during flu season in the Western world. We're just a little behind now. It's not too late to put on a mask though, and just to show you, I'm not talking about the medical grade masks. And it's really important not to interfere with the supply of these masks to our healthcare providers. Those who need this kind of protection, this is called an N95, it's in short supply, don't use these. Now, hospital masks, traditionally, operating room masks look like this. It's an accordion shape. This one is not accordion shaped, it's just a flat shape. The point is, it doesn't matter which shape you use. If you can figure out how to make the accordion, great. It's simpler for me to make the mask that's just straight like this without the pleats. Now, I'm assuming if you are a hobbyist craft sewing expert, you don't need to watch this, although you may want to be informed about what else is out there. So, for example, you could use a bandana, you could use a handkerchief, you could use a paper towel. If you can learn how to do an accordion fold or a pleat, it's not hard to do, but you just watch. It didn't come automatic to me. This one came from a video I watched where you just staple in a rubber band here at the end. Something like this. Just staple it. So, if you're going to do this, this won't be a very durable type of mask, but as you'll see, it gets the job done. Now, this was a small piece of paper. I don't particularly like it, but it gets the job done. So I've seen videos of underwear and things, and if you can handle that. Another interesting video was you take any t-shirt, cut the length up where the short sleeves are, then you cut a kind of diamond shape on each end, which becomes the handles then to put around, and you fasten it like this. I kind of like that one, although you kind of look like a bandit. Kind of look like a bandit in the Old West. But that's a simple one that's out there as well. As you can see, the more complicated you get, the more time it's going to take to make these kinds of masks. When I've been looking out and about, a friend of mine, Terry Stern, helped me kind of figure out a simple answer where you take a template that's symmetrical on both sides, so there's no upside or downside, and then using a technique which is pretty nifty. I mean, I sewed a little bit with my kids, but I'm not a major, I'm below average using a sewing machine. But running a stitch here, so basically you take each of these individually, run a stitch on the end, put it together, run the stitch down the sides, pull it inside out, which it will make sense to you if you've done it before, so that now you have the inside out mask, the right side out, and then you fasten these ties on the end. There's been a run on the elastic, so this is called bias tape. I've seen people use lots of different things. You can make your own bias tape from scraps. I've seen that. And so, you can actually make them kind of attractive. I mean, that's not bad. The one with the math on it is great. I could even envision one of my first attempts when I used hand sewing kind of looked like this, and I thought, well, maybe universities will, buy the university colors and have that. This was using the rubber band technique. It's not very durable, but it gets the job done. So of all the different kinds of things, you can use a pleated design, you can use the kind of face shield design. Now in terms of fabrics, there's actually one study that's going around which was a pretty good study. They looked at surgical masks, they looked at N95 masks, they looked at 2 layers of cotton together. You know, when you look, you can see through this material. You can see through, but not very well. I mean, it's not perfect. Again, the question here is this better than nothing? Absolutely yes. There's a study going around that says, oh, this can cause harm. I reviewed that study. It has nothing to do with the prevention of transmission of disease in the public. It was a hospital study, so ignore that. I saw it in, you know, prominent journals and newspapers recently. There is evidence that face masks work to reduce viral transmission. So of all the things to do, you find your own skill set or find someone else who can do it for you. The volume, the number that we need now, we need seamstresses, we need companies that make these to make more. And sadly, I just learned that the place where the virus started was the place where most of the masks in China are made. And we typically got our supply from China. So don't wait for some big company to come in and just supply hundreds of thousands and millions of masks. Make your own. And by making your own, you don't interfere with the supply for the hospitals and the first responders. There was just a story about a little girl in Boston who made now 800 masks for the first responders there. You can do this. It's not hard. I could even envision one day where, you know, you're wearing a mask, you know, the American way, to market whatever you're trying to market on the face. So have a little fun with it. Use fabric that's lying around or that promotes what you want. I could even maybe make a mask out of this one, but hope that's helpful. And there is a social stigma still. Forget about it. You're protecting yourself. The person wearing the mask is protecting themselves. I'm protecting that person as well. The transmission goes back and forth. So a great video out of the Czech Republic going into detail about how this reduces transmission and how simple it can be from a barrier that's already there, handkerchief, bandana, to one you sew yourself. I'm learning that double seams do better after you wash them. How do you clean them? Well, there actually are studies to show that you can clean in hot water in the washing machine. Again, it doesn't kill the virus, but it gets like washing your hands, takes the virus away. You can steam iron or microwave and all that. These are outlined in the CDC manual for cleaning supplies. And I've noticed that in this crisis, all of the kind of super strict rules about management of these things are being loosened because we need the masks now. And time is of the essence. I've been convinced that I don't want to get the virus as it goes around this time. I want the vaccine when it gets made. So you don't have to have the virus. Protect yourself and stay away from the N95s that go to the hospital. Hope that's helpful. Please, subscribe below, make some comments, what you'd like to see and hear, and I hope you have a safe spring.